Let's talk about my favorite moment from the 2011 Hunter x Hunter adaptation. Now, let's keep in mind, those are not the absolute best moments in the series. No, they are from my point of view, and keep in mind that my opinion changes with time. Like this list, I have moved up and down specific moments. It depends on the state that I'm in, if I'm rewatching it, if it's been a while since I revisited Hunter x Hunter, but generally speaking, those are the moments that really stood out from me. And let's start it off with number 10. Gon stands up to Hanzo. Right at the end of the Hunter exam, we spent a lot of time with our main characters going through different challenges in the Hunter exam, and now we're at the final phase. It's an upside down tournament arc. You only need one win to pass the Hunter exam, and that's it. First match, we have Gon versus Hanzo. Hanzo is like a prodigy, is a character that we got a little bit of during this Hunter exam phase. We know that he is definitely more powerful than Gon, and Gon gets beaten. First, giving us a hint that is going to happen a lot in the series. And that's what makes this story different. Our main character does not win because he is our main character. No, he loses, and it's absolutely fine. But it all comes down to that moment when Gon shows his true colors and remind us of his actual goal.
親父に会いに行くんだ。
親父？
親父はハンターをしている。だから俺は親父みたいなハンターになって親父に会うんだ。いつか会えると信じてる。
Amazing. I expand more about this moment in the long Hunter exam review that I just dropped here on the channel. Please check out this long review. It's not an additional review, it's a thing that I'm doing here where we will revisit the whole series and break it down arc by arc. And also check out the other videos that we have here on the Hunter Society YouTube channel. Number 9. Kite versus Pitou.
どちらへ？
確かめてくる。僕がどれだけ強いか。
What I love about this moment from the anime is that it comes out of nowhere. Yes, we are introduced to that Pitou figure that is extremely powerful. But we also know that Kite is a very powerful hunter as well. Yes, we think that Pitou is a threat, but we still think that hunters have the upper hand here. And right then and then, the whole power scaling that we had in mind shifts. And please realize that I have this as one of my best moments, and it is not a fight. We don't end up seeing the fight, we just see a stare down. And we see Gon being Gon, acting recklessly as he always does, and we see Killua being extra cautious when facing a stronger opponent, and we see Kite doing what he does best, keeping his cool even after he loses an arm. Just everything, the chaos of that scene is amazing. The scream of Gon, Pitou's malice, and you know, the revelation that we get at the end is just amazing.
僕ちょっと強いかも。
Now, of course, Hunter x Hunter is a shonen after all, and shonens love their fight. So, of course, there's a lot of fights in this list. I love a good anime fight, don't get me wrong. And in number 8, we have Gon versus Hisoka. Yep, it is the first showdown between our main protagonist and our main villain so far in the story. Dynamic fight, creative, actually a learning experience for Gon, and this.
今すぐ君を壊したい。
No matter how many times I watch this scene, it always gets me. You cannot top that. Like, hats off to everyone that worked on that scene to deliver that exact emotion. Like, the voice acting is... The handing back of the badge is also, it closes that whole arc. Gon is officially a hunter now by his own standard. And right at that moment, he gives himself the permission to actually start looking for his father, to begin his actual hunt. My favorite part in this whole fight is actually the learning segment, the little lecture that Hisoka gives to Gon. It's intersected in such a way that you don't actually care that there is a lot of exposition going on. No, you had some fun action, but then the main villain said some actual insightful stuff to our main character that will help him grow and help explain what is happening in that bigger world of Nen. And I'm a sucker for Nen and this power system, so when we learn more about it, I have fun. I really enjoy it. Number 7. The king saves Komugi. This moment is so underrated. It is beautifully directed in the show. From the start of the eagle that we see, the bird that we see, I don't know if it's an eagle, if it's a falcon, we see a bird. Hangs around, it's an introduction, yeah, whatever. The king has his moment with his royal guards. The royal guards think that the king is second guessing himself. And the build up for that moment has been going on for a while now. We've seen Meruem being challenged. He has a conflict within him. He likes having long games with that mortal girl, with that very fragile girl named Komugi, and that shakes up the whole image that the king thinks of himself, and it questions his beliefs. But we leave this scene with him and his royal guard, with him confirming his previous beliefs. He is the king. He is the pinnacle of evolution. He is made to rule. Bird leaves and goes to attack that fragile creature Komugi. And the first instinct of the king is to protect her. The Ant King Meruem learns a very valuable lesson at that moment and takes one huge step to becoming human again. I love it. It says a lot in such little time. I love it. Number 6. The Gon versus Pitou fight. To many people, this is like the climax of the whole 2011 anime. It is the moment that our main character does the thing. He becomes extremely powerful, but that's where Hunter x Hunter comes in and does the Hunter x Hunter thing, which is it flips the whole idea of the storytelling that we are used to on its head. Yes, our main character gained a lot of powers, but we feel so bad for it. We don't actually like it. We feel extremely uncomfortable because we know that this is not how it's supposed to go down. In a moment like this, we should be cheering for Gon, yet we feel scared of him. We feel uneasy. In fact, a very small part, I can say, within me felt that Gon, I think you should just calm down and maybe work this out. Maybe you should just talk. Talking might actually help solve the situation. But no, at this exact moment, we saw the humanity in the king, and we saw the beast in Gon, personified in that mysterious aura with that unsettling background music that played. And right then and then, Gon paid off what was set up at the very first chapter in the story. Yes, they did not include it in the 2011 anime, but to me it will always be that thing. Gon letting the beast inside him take over, and later on he would have to pay the price. And the whole black and white segment at the end where Gon turns his back literally on his friend Killua, and Killua is trying to save him one last time, but Gon cannot let go of his anger, and the title of the episode is very appropriate, Light and Anger. It's just amazing. Number 5. Ging being punched in the face by Leorio. In the world of Hunter x Hunter, I don't think that Togashi does a lot of fan service moments, you know? Togashi is doing what he wants to do. No one in the field, I guess, is writing a story quite like Togashi. Who would ever think of literally writing out the main character and having a main arc for what we thought to be a secondary character? Not only that, but getting the main character, the supposed main character, beaten again and again and again and again. What I'm trying to say is that the story of Hunter x Hunter is very unconventional, and that's due to Togashi's freedom that he has with this story. From his background, from the days of writing Yu Yu Hakusho, he took it upon himself, dare I say, he made a contract with himself that he would prioritize what he wants to do first, and he would not get tied up with all the negotiations and all the industry stuff and all the compromises that he has to do. No, none of that. He will just tell the story that he wants to do. But then this moment happens, and I believe that this moment is a fan service moment. Literally, Leorio did the thing that all of us were wanting to do since the start of the story, which is to punch Ging in the face. And yes, this moment brings so much satisfaction. And I'm saying that with the understanding that later came to me after, you know, understanding the story more and reading the manga more and understanding that the 2011 anime portrayed Ging in somewhat of a more negative light than he is portrayed in the manga. But I don't really care about that. Like, Ging is a bad father, and the way Ging was acting in the chairman election arc is very, very frustrating, and you just want to punch the guy in the face, and comes out of nowhere best man Leorio, and he does it for us. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's just a perfect moment. It is so satisfying, man. It is so satisfying, and for Leorio to be the chosen one who lands that punch, couldn't think of any other character worthy of landing that punch to one of the most hated characters, hated in quotes, in that moment of the story. Number 4, Killua gets his freedom. Of course, Killua is one of my favorite characters. I love his whole arc. I love how at some point you think that he is the main character of the story. You think that the whole show actually revolves around him, and I love that. I love the dynamic that he has with Gon. I love that for most of the time they're 50-50 with each other, and when the story gets more intense, both of them take a back seat and just get involved in the bigger story that is going on. They're a part of the story, they're not the main focus, but I love that Killua got his moment to shine when he ripped out that needle that was planted in him God knows how long ago. It explains a lot. It explains why Killua was always setting himself to fail. It explains why Killua, that badass of a character, was really afraid to challenge himself, and also gives us a relief of something that Killua declared earlier in that part of the story, which is he would have to leave Gon's side because their relationship is somewhat damaging, because Killua thought to himself that one day he would end up leaving Gon to die because Killua cannot overcome that mental wall that he is building up for himself. But it's all explained in that part. He was under the manipulation of his older brother Illumi, and it makes sense. His older brother being a very talented manipulator, a very powerful Nen user, and judging by the very toxic family dynamic that the Zoldyck have, check out this video here to know more, he is finally free. He is finally free. He only have one mission left to be absolutely free of the Zoldicks, but that comes later in the chairman election arc. But this moment and the kill that comes after that is just badass.
あっそじゃあ別にいいよ
Also a throwback to one of Killua's first kills that we ever see. But in the manga, he crushed it in the manga. In the anime, he just put it in. Number 3. Chairman Netero versus the Ant King. Do I really have to say a lot here? There is not a lot to be said that hasn't already been said regarding this fight. The animation, the music, the way they fought, the reason they fought, how the fight was set up, how the Ant King chose to talk and negotiate instead of fighting, how Chairman Netero was afraid to be persuaded, so he kept on pressing and pressing until he found out the weakness of the king, which is the little insecurity, the little opening that Chairman Netero found in order to make the king actually battle him. Not only battle him, but battle him in a defensive somewhat way to get the information that he wanted, which is his name. And off they go. And we finally see the powers of the chairman on full display. And of course, like, the main thing that I love about this fight is that it finally explains the benefit of playing that much Gungi. The whole fight was just another game of Gungi for the king. And for Netero, he was having a blast. He finally found an opponent that he can go all out against, and it showed us how humanity will always prevail, but not always in the prettiest way. Solid fight. Solid 10 out of 10 fight. It's just amazing. Number 2, the Kurapika versus Uvogin fight. This episode, to me, is flawless. The fight is flawless. Kurapika's explanation, Kurapika's way of chaining up Uvogin, the direction, the music, solid 10 out of 10 all the way. And yes, I do love the 99 fight, but they are so different. And the fight in the manga is also different, but Madhouse made the fight action-packed, completely clear. We get action, we get some exposition that we really want to know, because we want to know the explanation of Kurapika's powers. We got some solid direction, the choice of music, the choice of the sequences of events, and of course the voice acting of the character Uvogin is on another level, and how it all at the end crescendos to silence and death. And yeah, of course, insert the Kurapika brought a shovel to the fight savage meme here. Yeah, okay. Joke is getting a little bit old, I think. And number 1, it's not actually a moment, a single moment or a single episode. No, to me, the top moment in the series is episode 69, 70, 71. The dodgeball match from the start till the end. To me, the dodgeball match explains Hunter x Hunter to me. It's literally a dodgeball match. How exactly can you make that interesting? Put it in a video game with awesome characters. They can use Nen and they can die. But not only that, there are many plans that are conjured up in the moment. There is this frustrating kid that will never give up on his goal. Also, this guy is one of the people that made the game, and he got strict instructions from the father of said reckless kid that says that you do not go easy on him. A beautiful moment that shows how Gon and Killua trusts each other. To me, it is the best visualization of Gon's aura in the series, like when his aura spiked when he was charging up to hit the ball. It's amazing. And one final thing I have to mention regarding this whole dodgeball saga that also solidifies what makes Hunter x Hunter very special. Remember the very first moment that we talked about, the fight between Gon and Hisoka. At the time, Hisoka was like our main villain of the story. Before we know it, Hisoka is an ally. He teamed up with Gon and Killua to take down Razor because they have a similar goal. They want to clear the game, or Gon wants to clear the game. Thing is, we're on Hisoka's team now. We love Hisoka. Hisoka is a good guy technically, but he is not. We know that he is not, but somehow we are cheering for him. And that's Hunter x Hunter for you. Most of the characters exist in a gray area. One day this character is good, the other day he's evil, and it is fine. You're completely fine with it. And that's it. And that is one of the best things that makes me enjoy Hunter x Hunter is that most of the characters you can relate with them in some ways, some other ways you don't agree with them, and it's an ever-expanding world. One day you're doing the Hunter exam, other day you're in a video game, another day there is a species of invasive chimera ants that are trying to rule over the entire world, and some other day, hopefully one day to be adapted in an anime, you're going to the dark continent. That's Hunter x Hunter in a nutshell. A world of beautiful characters existing and doing awesome stuff with a very awesome power system. For more videos covering Hunter x Hunter and covering this giant world, make sure you subscribe to the Hunter Society and leave in the comments some suggestions of what you want us to cover regarding the world of Hunter x Hunter. There's a lot more content I have planned and it will be rolled out very soon, so make sure you subscribe, like the video, and yeah, have a good day.